Eating Nvidia's shareholders, all the gear no idea, and build your own harness. SpaceX, OpenAI and Anthropic are all lining up to IPO. Markets are happy to slap $500 billion valuations on loss-making companies, and that creates a very specific problem for the companies already in the index. Passive investors now own 53% of the US equity market. When passive funds buy, they don't pick winners, they just buy the index. If $2.5 trillion of new stock suddenly appears in the S&P against a $45 trillion index, that's roughly 6% of the entire benchmark appearing from nowhere, passive funds have to allocate to these new entrants. But that 6% has to come from somewhere. Apple might drift from 6.1 to 5.6%, Microsoft from 4.5 to 4.1, layering quant and momentum strategies that amplify trends. And you wouldn't be surprised to see these falling 10% or more when IPO day comes. I'm probably being a bit harsh here. Google actually has more idea now than it did a few years ago. Even if I still don't find myself reaching for Gemini, their chip advantage is extraordinary. Google's AI chip stock has surpassed entire nation states. Given that position, they arguably should be a little further ahead than they are. And the real irony, the transformer breakthrough that started all of this came from something pretty unglamorous, just trying to squeeze a few extra percentage points out of Google Translate. The biggest ideas sometimes hide inside the smallest problems. If you don't need to train frontier models from scratch, and you've effectively got Claude Code's entire playbook to learn from, how hard is it to build a credible fast follower in agentic enterprise AI? I can't build it. But it's not crazy to think someone out there is stitching together an open source model with this guide right now and building what will become a very real company. As Meta, Google and OpenAI all imitate the same playbook, the end state is rapid convergence unless the harness keeps compounding or the link between model and harness matters more than anyone expects. Before we go, 3 events worth your time. Building Europe's next wave of unicorns. Join Seb Johnson from Scaling Europe for a fireside on the trends shaping Europe's next generation of high-growth startups, 22nd of April in London. Angel Pitch Night. Submit your deck for the chance to pitch live to a panel of active angel investors backing impact-driven founders, 30th of April in London. And before you raise an online session on the 29th of April covering the legal and financial cleanup investors actually expect before committing. Links in the newsletter. We'll see you next week.